Today, I thought it would be fun to count down my most ridden roller coasters of all time. Most of these roller coasters are located near my home in the New England region, but a few of my favorite coasters at faraway parks did make the list as well. Number 10, Lightning Rod Dollywood at 56 rides. After Lightning Rod was closed on my first 3 visits to Dollywood, I made myself a promise. If I ever returned to Dollywood and saw Lightning Rod running, I'd get myself a Time Saver Unlimited, and that's exactly what I've done in the past 3 visits. My most recent visit coincided with an ACE event, so even though we already had an hour of ERT after park closing, I still bought that time saver. That allowed me to get 40 rides on my favorite roller coaster in one visit, and a majority of those occurred after dark. Number 9, Mindblower at Fun Spot Kissimmee coming in at 57 rides. Fun Spot is one of the odder season passes I own, considering just how far the park is from my house. But the 2 parks in Florida have some of the best hours in the industry, so whenever I'm in Florida I always go there once I finish up at Universal or Disney. Since I prefer the Kissimmee location, I usually find myself riding Mindblower until midnight, and this is a really wild wooden coaster with some great airtime. Number 8, Comet at Great Escape coming in at 69 rides. When I was younger, my family took many trips to Lake George, and for years, the Comet was my favorite roller coaster. And since it's the only standout coaster at Great Escape, I always marathon this classic wood coaster whenever I find myself there. Six Flags takes great care of this coaster, and it's an endless barrage of airtime hills. Number 7, Wicked Cyclone at Six Flags New England at 75 rides. Six Flags New England is my most visited park, so it's no surprise their RMC makes this list. I love Wicked Cyclone. It was my first RMC, and I usually ride it several times each visit. I'm actually surprised how many rides I've gotten on it the past 5 years, since it usually has some really inefficient ops. Number 6, Rudy's Rapid Transit Coaster at Santa's Village, coming in at 78 rides. To my defense, this is the standout coaster at Santa's Village, and most of these rides occurred when I was under 8 years old. We usually went on an annual trip to North Conway, and this was probably the first coaster I ever marathoned. It was my first roller coaster after all. Number 5, Phoenix at Cannonball at 103 rides. Phoenix is one of my favorite wooden coasters. I can't help but come off this ride laughing hysterically. The amount of airtime you experience thanks to the buzz bars and lack of seatbelts is otherworldly. And if you're not familiar with the operations at Cannonball, go check them out. I'm not kidding when I say they dispatch a train in 15 to 20 seconds. That means you're hardly ever going to find a line on this incredible coaster. Number 4, Yankee Cannonball at Canopy Lake Park coming in at 111 rides. Until 2020, Canopy never offered season passes, so this was a slow build through visiting Canopy Lake Park all my life. The Yankee Cannonball usually is the longest line in the entire park, but it's worth it since it's the park's signature attraction. The ride may not have as much airtime as it used to since the GCI retracking, but it's glass smooth and holds a special place in my heart. Number 3, Boulder Dash at Lake Compounce, coming in at 112 rides. Narrowly edging out the Yankee Cannonball is another New England wood coaster in Boulder Dash, and this is easily one of the best wooden coasters in the world. The fast-paced ride combined with that mountain setting is addictive. That's especially true at night. For that reason, I usually find myself marathoning this coaster during the lighter nights at Haunted Graveyard. Number 2, Excalibur at Funtown USA, coming in at 128 rides. Old Orchard Beach was another popular vacation spot for my family, and that trip usually included a visit or two to Funtown USA. This coaster rarely ever has a line, so it's easy to marathon. This CCI is rarely talked about, but it's a pretty good ride. It has a great wooded setting, and a really strong first half. For years, this was my most ridden roller coaster, but it was just passed this past year. Coming in at number 1 is Superman at Six Flags New England, at exactly 129 rides. The signature attraction at Six Flags New England is still one of my favorite roller coasters in the world. This coaster has undergone a wide range of restraint and theme changes over the years, but it has always remained one of my favorites. I just love that layout. And with the new wheels that were added in 2019, Superman is running better than it has since the mid-2000s. So I look forward to every single ride in this intimate hyper. So those are my 10 most ridden roller coasters. What's your most ridden roller coaster? I'd love to hear your comments down below. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more coaster content here at Canopy Coaster.